Kia ora and welcome along to the Met Service National Forecast for Friday the 21st of April. The satellite image is showing a fair amount of cloud already across those central parts of the country, and we have got some heavy rainfall in store as we go through the rest of today for Friday and also through and towards that first part of Saturday. If we take a look at the pressure charts, you can see what's causing that. This area of low pressure you can see sinks south and eastwards as we head through the rest of today for Friday. We're wrapping around that a fair bit of cloud and wet weather, some stronger winds as well in towards the likes of, say, Northland as we go through the rest of this afternoon. But generally it's a case of keeping an eye out towards the west, that heavy rainfall pushing through, particularly for that western side of the South Island and also towards places like Nelson, Buller, and all across on towards the North Island, Wellington, Kapiti Coast and Mount Taranaki. Some heavy rainfall for you, but you can see generally things are going downhill as we head through Friday, particularly across that western side. Some of the best weather out towards the east, up towards the likes of Gisborne, and down in the far south, down towards central Otago, likely to stay just about dry with some decent spells of sunshine. As we head through the night time in towards Sunday, the low pressure continues on its eastwards journey across those central parts of the country. So a wet night for us tonight as we head in towards those early hours of Saturday. There are some severe weather watches and warnings in place. As you can see, as we go through in towards Saturday, this low pressure continues to pull away. As this front moves across the North Island, we could well find some thunderstorms to watch out for. So something else to bear in mind and keep in amongst the mix. But you can see generally the story is set to improve as we head through Saturday, especially down across the South Island. Plenty of clear sky down there for the afternoon. And even on the North Island, things will get better as we head through Saturday and into Sunday as well. So let's have a look at where those watches and warnings are. So for at least Friday night into Saturday, they're mainly focused around this middle part of the country. Some warnings in place for parts of Westland, the Tasman district, out towards Mount Taranaki and also the Kapiti area. So we are looking at some wet weather through there. Also watches for those areas you can see highlighted in yellow, the rest of Westland, parts of the Nelson region, parts of Marlborough, Wellington, southern Wairarapa, Manawatu, and some stronger winds as well up in towards parts of, say, the central plateau, so north of Wanganui City and in towards Taihape as well. But we are going to start Saturday fairly wet. You can just about make out the island beneath this area of wet weather. The heaviest rainfall down through Wellington, Kapiti Coast. So there are these watches and warnings there. Manawatu and up in towards that western side. You can see these darker areas of blue showing some heavier showers. We could well find some thunderstorms on this back edge as it moves across the island. Something to keep in mind as we go through daytime. And for the afternoon, may well find a few thunderstorms making their way across in towards places like Gisborne as well. So do keep an eye on those radar charts. Generally on that western side, after a wet morning, things get better and brighter for the afternoon. Even some clear skies and sunshine peeking through for the likes of, say, Waitomo and Taranaki, and even down towards the likes of Manawatu and the Kapiti Coast. Things should get better and brighter for the afternoon. In terms of our temperatures, it's still very, very mild. There's not an awful lot of change to what we've had going on. Top temperatures still up to around about 23 degrees Celsius with a fairly cloudy, wet-looking day, though it's not going to feel brilliant, but I think it's still pretty warm as we go through the day. And our nighttime lows, not particularly cold either, 13s at the coolest there for those central areas of the North Island. Heading down towards the south, we start off with that wet weather across parts of Nelson and Marlborough. That pulls away pretty quickly. Then after that, it's generally a dry looking story for the majority of us. We'll find a few showers down through parts of Southland first thing. They'll become more restricted towards the coastal parts of Fiordland and perhaps Stewart Island. So even down there, I think we'll find some decent spells of sunshine through the afternoon and it should become fairly dry. And you can see by the end of the day, it's a good looking story. We might have a bit of early morning cloud through parts of Otago once again, but again, that should clear off some nice spells of sunshine as we head through the afternoon and just watching out for that wet weather first thing. In terms of our daytime highs, 17s or so for the likes of Queenstown and up in towards Christchurch, not far off either. Very similar kind of story. And our nighttime temperatures at single figures. We have got some colder air on its way though as we head towards this first part of next week though, so keep that in mind. So how's the rest of the weekend shaping up? Well, for Sunday, we find it's generally a dry story for the majority of us. We'll still keep hold of some showers. You can see we get this good south-westerly wind, and then we are going to find some stronger winds with that as well, especially around Stewart Island, parts of Southland and the Clutha coast as well. So there is a watch out for those regions as we go through the night time, or as we go through the second half of the day on Sunday and through and towards the night as well. But it is going to be a real change in wind direction. We've lost that northerly. We're back into a southerly, so it's going to start to feel a little bit cooler as well, especially out in the wind. You can just about see the chance of some snow about the tops of the ranges down in the far south. As we head through to Monday, if you're taking that day off as well, we are still going to find a pretty good, strong southerly running in towards the southern parts of the country, perhaps up towards the likes of Banks Peninsula, Wellington as well. A few showers with that, but generally a lot drier than we'll see as we go through the rest of Friday. I think we are going to find it feels a little bit cooler than it has done over the last few days. And then for Anzac Day as well, we are generally looking at a dry story across the majority of us, especially first thing. So good news for those dawn services, but I think we are going to find still with a bit of a southerly feed of air, it's not going to feel quite as warm as it has done over the last few days. That's it from me. There's more at metservice.com.